chapter 9. We'll look at a few verses. We're going to go up higher. In 1 Corinthians chapter 9. And meet me at verse 24. Amen. While we are, searching, we pray that you would pray for Minister Hunt and his family.
Amen.
And pray for Deacon Davenport, who wasn't feeling well this morning, as well as Sister Carolyn. Amen. Pray for all of them. Amen. Because in fact, all of us stand in need of prayer. Amen. We pray for, spirits, that might be dwelling with us that's not like God. Amen. We pray that God would move that. Amen. In Jesus' name. Amen. 1 Corinthians chapter 9. Amen. Beginning at verse 24. When you have it, say amen.
Amen.
Do you not know that those who run in a race all run, but one receives the prize?
Come on now.
Run in such a way that you may obtain it. And everyone who competes for the prize is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a perishable crown, but we for an imperishable crown. Therefore I run thus, not with uncertainty. Thus I fight, not as one who beats the air, but I discipline my body and I bring it into subjection, lest when I have preached to others, I myself should become disqualified.
All right.
I want to talk from the message, the Super Bowl of life.
All right.
The Super Bowl of life. And thank you, you may be seated. Wayne, we have a reason to not be so excited about today. Amen. And, I've been in the same boat for many years. Amen. Many years. The Super Bowl is simply it's no more important to me, Sister Nicole, than a Martin episode, because my team is not playing. I don't gamble, so I don't have no money on the line for any different either team, and so it would only be a reason to gather for me. But when you think about this day, this Super Bowl day, Deacon Ray, whereas everybody is getting prepared for the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
There might be some ALC members, and when I thought about this morning, I was thinking, so I might as well say it. There are probably some ALC members that are not here this morning because they are preparing for a Super Bowl that starts at 5 or 6 o'clock this evening. We start at 10:30 and we're out by 12:30, but they're probably, Sister Ray, taking all day to prepare for this day, this Super Bowl day. There's much hype that leads up to this particular day. Every opportunity this week that I've had to go into the break room in between flights, the guys are watching ESPN, and ESPN is constantly interviewing individuals concerning this game. The media coverage is crazy because everybody is being interviewed for today, this particular game. The coaches are being interviewed, asking them what type of strategies they plan on taking against the opposing team. The players are getting interviewed, figuring out, trying to develop some type of wedge between the two teams, the hype that's going on. The water boy is being interviewed, trying to figure out how fast is he going to take water to. Everybody is being interviewed leading up to
all right.
this game.
Yeah.
There's so much to this game that nationally this day is labeled Super Bowl Sunday.
All right.
The money that's being generated, my Lord, during this time is crazy. The young folk would put it like this: Miami right now is lit. Every club scene has been off the chain. Every event that has been coined a Super Bowl event has been off the chain because the excitement of the Super Bowl brings joy to many.
All right.
The hotel rates have been elevated probably 2-3 times higher than they normally would be. Rental cars, if there is a rental car available, rental cars are 3 times higher than normal. Restaurants are little restaurants that don't normally get business have waiting lines because of this Super Bowl Sunday.
All right, sir.
Tickets.
Amen. Yeah.
Did my research, Wayne, some years ago, just in case that my team made it, I would try to figure out how I would make it to the Super Bowl.
All right.
But when I did my research, when I Googled a while to find out the ticket prices, I think the safest thing for me to do was to be watching it at home, because the ticket prices range from $2,700 to $12,000 to sit in the Super Bowl the day of the game. If by chance that you had money or you knew somebody that had money, a suite that's going on at the Super Bowl, the price of a suite is $70,000. Can you imagine how much money is being generated during this time called the Super Bowl? I come up during an era, Keisha, during an era when Super Bowl, they had the Bud Bowl. And you had the Budweiser bottles that were representing players, and every commercial was about 20 to 30 seconds long. And understand, watch this, a 30-second commercial during the Super Bowl was $2 million.
All right, yes it was.
$2 million for a 30-second commercial. There are approximately 60 commercials that will take place this evening during the Super Bowl. $120 million that will be spent simply on 30-second commercials.
Yes, Lord.
This game tonight is believed to contain the best of 2 conferences.
All right.
Out of 32 teams in the NFL, there are only 2 that have the privilege of playing this game. Most people in the world, including myself, will never know what it's like to actually play or participate in a Super Bowl.
All right.
However, there is a Super Bowl that we all can participate in. And in fact, participation in this Super Bowl is mandatory.
All right.
You might not know anything about an offsides. Might not know anything about a delay of game. Might not know anything about a field goal or a pass interference. But your presence is still required on the field.
Yes, sir.
We as believers are all in this Super Bowl of life, whether you like it or not. Even though there was no football in Paul's day, his focus was still the same as any NFL player. He wanted to win.
Come on now.
Paul was focused on the goal, and we need to be like Paul and focus on our goal.
Yes, sir.
In this Super Bowl of life, we must be determined and have a desire to win.
All right.
Let me see if I can help you. In August, there are 32 teams in the NFL.
All right.
In August. August is where preseason starts. It can even go a couple of months back when they start practicing prior to preseason, when they are gathering at these different facilities and they are working out and they are training and they're doing different agilities and all of these things. They are preparing for the season to start. Out of all 32 teams, it's their desire. I don't care what the mindset of people is concerning their records in the past. They get prepared, hoping that they can win.
All right.
Don't know any other team. Watch this. Let me see if I can help y'all. During the early 90s, when I was still in high school, there was a team that was the laughing stock of high school football. They had even made the news for losing like 75 games in a row. It was a school by the name of Jeff Davis High School. They had lost 60 or 70 games in a row. Can you imagine the mindset of the players when they getting prepared, Wayne, every week, knowing if y'all ain't won 70 games, it's a good chance that when you suit up tonight, you're probably not going to win again. Can you imagine their mindset when they're getting... Who wants to go through practice every day and 2 days and working out when you know you're going to lose?
All right, all right.
Everybody wants to be a part of a winning team.
Yes,
Everybody wants to be a part of a team that has a potential to win.
all right.
Watch this. Let me see if I can help you. It's important that in your quest to win the Super Bowl that you have the right equipment.
Amen. Amen.
When I was playing ball in school, the coaches used to always get on the receivers because the receivers didn't want to wear thigh pads. The receivers did not want to wear knee pads. It was said that the receivers, they said that the reason why they didn't want to wear thigh pads and knee pads was it slowed them down.
All right.
They couldn't run to their potential. And it used to make the coaches very angry because these pads were designed to protect them. And so when you're going through this life, it's important that you have the right equipment because danger is always around.
Amen. Yes, it is.
In this Super Bowl of life, Paul talks about the equipment that you need to have on. And it ain't shoulder pads, but it's the helmet of salvation.
All right.
It's the breastplate of righteousness. Now, I wish I had somebody know what the word said. He says in order to handle this Super Bowl of life, the equipment that you have to have on is the whole armor of God. Because he understands that when you're out here fighting, you have to be protected. His desire to keep you fighting.
Amen.
But
Amen.
watch this. Just like there is a team by the name of the Kansas City Chiefs that will be playing tonight. The Kansas City Chiefs will not be playing by themselves. The Kansas City Chiefs has an opposing team.
All
The
right.
opposing team of the Kansas City Chiefs tonight is the San Francisco 49ers. Every chance the 49ers get to keep the Chiefs from scoring, that's what they're going to do. Come here, let me talk to you. When we're in this Super Bowl of life, our desire is to win, but we have to understand that there is an opposer that's trying to keep us from winning.
All right. All right. Lord.
Satan's job is to try to keep us from winning. And he talks about having the whole armor of God on because we have to be able to combat the wiles and the schemes of the devil. Watch this. Look at what the word says. Verse 25 says this. Everyone who competes For the prize is temperate in all things. Every believer that strives to win must have self-control. Certain things they just don't do. You don't binge eat when you're trying to win. They tell the players you don't hang out late.
Yeah.
When you're trying to win, you need the proper rest. And they tell you shouldn't be drinking and partying. And I believe that was the reason why a couple of them games at the Cowboys didn't win, because that old boy went over there to the Cowboys and he was drinking and partying, and that's why we couldn't win. And so you have to have self-control. And when we're in this Super Bowl of life, we got to have, there are certain things that we just don't do. There are certain things that we just don't say. There are certain places that we just don't go, because our goal should be to try to win.
All right.
Here it is. These things that we shouldn't be doing keeps them from performing their full potential.
Yes, sir.
Watch this. Verse 26 says this. Therefore I run thus, not with uncertainty. Thus I fight, not as one who beats the air. Watch this. In a football game, the offensive team's goal is to make it down the field by the series of downs, ultimately to make it in the end zone. Watch this. Every down that's played, the goal is to make it in the end zone. It's not always easy.
All right.
In this Super Bowl of life, you're going to have some setbacks.
Yes, sir.
Cindy, when you were running the ball, there were times that you got the ball, they passed you the ball, and you hooked around to try to hang it out outside, and somebody caught you in the backfield.
All right.
But as long as it wasn't the third or fourth down, you had another down to get up and play again. Come on, let me help you. In this life, there are times that our goal is to continue to move forward.
Yeah. Yes,
But every now and then, we're going to face some setbacks. Every now and then, we're going to lose some loved ones along the way. Every now and then, we're going to get to a point where we can't pay our bills. Every now and then, life is going to happen to us and cause us to fall back.
All right.
As long as we still breathing. As the old folks say, as long as we got breath in our body, the blood is still running warm in our veins, we've got a chance to get back up and keep playing. Yeah. Let me see if I can help you. Every now and then, we get injured. A player gets injured. The player doesn't continue to play hurt. Sometimes the player has to go to the sideline and get bandaged up in order to get well, to come back. And I need to tell you, in this life, you're going to get hurt along the way. Yeah. In this life, you're going to have some setbacks. In this life, sometimes you're going to have to come off the field.
All right.
And get yourself together. You're not helping nobody playing hurt. The one thing you're doing is you're hurting yourself.
Yeah. Amen.
So it's all right every now and then to go to the sideline and recuperate and come back out, because there's still more games left to play.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Watch this. Here it is. There will be times that they will fall short of the first down.
Amen. So
we must know what direction we're going in. I remember a few months ago, I was looking on Facebook, and they showed this little football team, little league team, and Dad was on the side of the field. He was on the side. He was talking, bragging about his child. He was boasting, telling everybody he had the fastest child on the field. You know how some parents do. You know, your child is the greatest child of all. Nothing your child can't do. And he was bragging about his child. My boy probably gonna put about 7 touchdowns up here. This, that, and the third. And his little boy got arrogant. And sometimes you got to be careful with how you pump your children up, because you pump them up too much, they get arrogant and they hear what you're saying. And so he had pumped his little boy up, and he just thought he was the stuff. And that's the gospel way to say it. He thought he was the stuff. And so little boy, he was out there boasting and bragging.
All right.
So little boy got the ball and he took off running.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus.
And he didn't realize, he thought he had burned everybody because there was nobody behind him. And he was just running. I mean, his head just going, his arms just going. And nobody behind him. He gets to the end zone and he spikes the ball. He starts doing a little dance. And he wonders why none of his team has came down there to celebrate with him.
All right.
He's wondering why the coach has taken his clipboard and slammed it on the ground. He's wondering why the opposing team is going crazy and celebrating his touchdown.
All right.
He discovered, after all of that he ran the wrong way.
Oh, have mercy.
Don't miss it. When we are working and operating in this Christian journey,
all right,
we have to make sure that we're going in the right direction. Because watch this, your opposer, who is Satan, is sitting by, and when you're going in the wrong direction and you're going away from the goal that God has set for you, he's celebrating because you're doing exactly what he wants you to do.
That's right. All right.
Amen.
So he says, I gotta stay focused.
All right.
He says, watch this. He says, I can't be like one that beats the air.
Amen.
I remember in about the 7th or 8th grade, I had a little homeboy of mine named Andrew. And Andrew didn't fight a lot. Andrew almost didn't fight at all. Andrew was one that could talk himself out of anything. But he couldn't talk himself out of this particular fight. And the fight took place during lunchtime in the lunchroom. And the boy that Andrew was going to fight was much bigger than him. He had already had a record of about 4-1. And so Andrew could not fight. Andrew didn't have experience, Mother Ray, in fighting. And so Andrew had to take this fight. They had gathered around. Back in the day, they would gather around, so by the time the teacher got there, the fight was halfway over because everybody would gather around and give them time to fight.
All right.
So the fight began to start, and Andrew closed his eyes. Andrew closed his eyes. He gonna go in for what he knows. And Andrew was just swinging. Andrew was just swinging. Andrew never connected with that boy, but he was just swinging. Andrew was tired and had never hit the boy once. In fact, Andrew hit a little girl in the back of the head while he was swinging.
All right.
Here's the thing. Paul says I got to be focused. And I got to know. Can't be like one that's just fighting the air. Because one who's fighting the air don't know who he's fighting against.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not focused on who he's fighting against.
Right.
He doesn't realize who his opponent is. He says, I have to remain focused to understand who this fight is against.
All right.
He says, watch this. Verse 27 says this. He says, but I discipline my body. And I bring it up to subjection.
All right.
I discipline my body and I bring it to restraint because I want to be included in the victory party. Understand this. When you are a player and you're not productive, you're cut from the team.
Amen.
When you're a player and you're not productive, you're cut from the team.
Yes, you are.
Our job as believers, Jesus gave the commission. Go ye therefore.
Yes, Lord. Yes, sir.
Teach all nations.
Yeah.
Baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost.
Yes, sir.
Teaching them to observe all things.
Yes.
Whatsoever I commanded you. And lo, I'll be with you always, even until the ends of the world. Watch this. We have a job to do.
Amen.
Salvation did not come into our lives for us to sit out.
Come on now.
Amen.
The Bible talks about, Reverend Griggs, us bearing fruit. Tells us if we're not bearing fruit, a tree that does not bear fruit is good for nothing. That's what the word says. And it's good enough to, it's only good enough to be burned and trampled under the feet of men.
All right, sir.
A player. It's not productive. It's to be cut from the team. I don't know about you, but I want to be a part of the victory party.
All right, all right.
Because watch this. There ain't going to be but one winner tonight. They're going to make hats for both teams.
Yeah.
Talk back to me, Wayne. They're going to make t-shirts for both teams.
All right.
They're going to have champagne on both sides of the field.
Yes, sir.
But only one set of hats are going to be worn.
All right.
Only one set of t-shirts are going to be worn.
Yes, sir.
They're only going to be popping bottles
Yeah.
on one side. But watch the benefit. Here's the benefit, and I'm done. As a believer,
Yes, sir.
you accept Jesus Christ
Yes.
as your personal Savior
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
and live a life that's pleasing unto Him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Victory shall be yours.
Yes, Lord.
Jeff, there's only one Lombardi trophy that will be passed to the team. God just gave me this. Watch this. There's one trophy that will be given. Everybody on that team won't get a separate Lombardi trophy to take home. You'll get a ring, but they won't get a trophy to take home. Those trophies, rust can set in.
Come on now.
And they can come corrupted. They can erode and corrode. They call that a perishable crown.
All right.
But Jesus says, if you're victorious in my Father,
Yes, sir.
I have an imperishable crown
All right.
waiting, watch this, for all that believe.
Yes, Lord.
And so ain't it funny that when tonight there can only be one winner, but in the body of Christ, everybody can win.
Yes, yeah.
Everybody can be a part of the victory party.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody can celebrate and have a good time. And watch this, the victory party will take place when each and every one of us will stand before just God and hear His voice say, servant, well done. You fought long and hard on this side. Come on. The fight is over.
All right.
You've cried on this side.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. The crying is over.
All right, sir.
You've suffered in sickness and struggling. He says, watch this. The struggle is over. Come on. Let me make you rule. That's good news, brother.
Yeah.
Because sometimes life will make you want to pull your hair out your head.
All right.
People will make you want to pull your hair out your head.
Come on.
All right.
But I understand. I can't give up.
Thank you, Lord.
I've come too far now to turn around.
Turn around.
And I understand it ain't about people. It ain't about situations.
God bless you.
It's about holding to see what God has for me. Holding fast to His promise that He gave me, that He tells me the reward shall be great on the other side.
All right.
Thank you.
The crown that He has for me.
Yes.
That song says, I shall wear a crown.
Yes, Lord.
When it's all over,
It's all over.
Yes, sir.
I shall behold His face,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll see Him like He is.
Mm-hmm.
And the joy of the Lord
Amen.
is my strength.
Yes, sir.
That's what keeps me pushing. That this joy that I have
Mm-hmm.
didn't give it to
Come
me.
on now.
Can't take it.
This joy that I have,
Oh, yes.
life's situations didn't give it to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if the world didn't give it to me, y'all know something, the world can't take it from me.
That's right. That's right, sir.
So people, the Bible says that we are peculiar people. Sometimes when you're a believer and you see things, and my prayer, Deacon Ray, is all the time, let me see things through God's eyes. When you see things through the eyes of Christ, you can smile and you got a pile of bills on the table.
Come on now. Come on now.
Your family can be in an uproar and you still have peace.
Amen. Amen.
You might not even have a job and there's still a calmness
Amen.
because you belong to God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And one thing about God I've discovered, and I'm done. One thing about God that I've discovered that's different from people.
Mm-hmm.
People have the tendency to not be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about God, God stays consistent. His love is never changing. His loving kindness continues to go with us. His grace and His mercy continues to follow us.
Yes, sir. Yes, it will.
Surely goodness and mercy
Yes.
shall follow me all the days of my life. And when this life is over,
Oh, yes.
Yes, Lord.
I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Yes, sir.
So you'll have a good time this evening.
Yeah, yes.
I want you to go out and have a good time this evening.
Amen.
But don't forget that at 12 o'clock, Super Bowl Sunday is no more.
All right.
But the Super Bowl of life continues to go.
Yes, it does.
Come on, give God a hand. Praise.